back to Second Take Movies podcast, where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me as always, it's my co-host, Jake Twito.
Wrong movie. Sorry, that's supposed to be for next week. That's supposed to be next week's.
The Dead Man's Chest, the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yep. What a move.
It's a movie that they made.
Boy, things really dropped a lot. Real fast.
A lot going on.
Let's go ahead. Let me be the guy that says this. I don't need a rad pirate girl.
A rad pirate girl?
Yeah. Elizabeth Turner.
Oh.
Guys, push her overboard. Put her with a cannon.
I don't mind her in this movie. It's just the other stuff.
Yeah, there's so many problems with this movie. I mean, it is.
And I think it's still fun, but it's like, boy, what happened?
I can kind of see where the one we watched previously in life, how it led up to being that bad.
Yeah, it's like, geez.
Well, Tim Burton got involved in this one, so that doesn't help.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
The story for Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Jack Sparrow races to recover the heart of Davy Jones to avoid enslaving his soul to Jones's service, as other friends and foes seek the heart for their own agenda as well. There's like 5 people going after this heart all at once for 1,000 different reasons.
Yeah, there's 4 too many different.
Yeah. Positive review, Peter Travers from Rolling Stone. Lively is an odd word for something called Dead Man's Chest, but lively it is. You won't find hotter action, wilder thrills, or loopier laughs this summer.
What? Hold on. Okay.
Hotter action.
It's 2006, right?
2006.
I'm sorry. I want to see some hot action.
Hot action.
Okay, well. Whoa. Children of Men came out. Superman Returns.
That was, oh God, I hated that movie so much.
Dude, this is a terrible year for movies.
It was not,
oh my God. I was making a joke like there's got to be something better.
Yeah.
Idiocracy came out.
Yeah.
World Trade Center is pretty hot, I heard. Not that joke was not intended to be, sorry. This is a terrible movie. That's the comment I was making. This has nothing to do with that tragedy.
Was that a Nick Cage movie, or was that is that the one Robert Pattinson was in?
No, it's not. But that was a Nick Cage movie.
Where he was a firefighter?
Yeah. He has an awful mustache. Crank came out. That's what I was looking for. Crank came out. That's the sexy action movie you want. He does someone to stay alive. I don't see nobody doing none of that in this. Y'all wrong.
That's kind of like I think it was like summer of 2016, where it was just like, what is this? There wasn't a movie in 2016 that was like, oh man, this
was the highest grossing film that year.
Yeah.
You know what else came out that year? There's a couple. Sorry, from what I just looked at. We've done Mission Impossible 3.
Oh yeah.
That came out the same year as that. How weird is that?
That's a good one.
Yeah, but in my head, that's 10 years apart.
No, the same.
Casino Royale came out that year.
I thought that was 2004.
6.
Huh.
So did the Da Vinci Code.
Never saw the Da Vinci Code.
And then X-Men Last Stand.
I thought that was 2003.
6, man.
Yeah, that was 2006. Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Night at the Museum came out, and so did Cars. I'm looking at the highest grossing films, by the way. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro's best movie ever came out, though, that year. Or George Miller. Excuse me. George Miller. Happy Feet came out.
He just called Guillermo del Toro George Miller. That's great.
I'm getting canceled somehow. I don't know how, but it's fun.
Negative review. Alicia Schwarzbaum of Entertainment Weekly. Yes, indeed, Pirates 2.0 is a theme ride. If by ride you mean a hellish contraption into which a ticket holder is strapped, overstimulated, undersatisfied, and unable to disengage until the operator releases the restraining harness.
And you wake up in a drugged out state from sleeping pills to see this hammerhead shark thing shaking its head.
Which is like, that's kind of one of the best parts of the movie.
I woke up from that little quick slumber and went, good God.
Also, Lisa, let's calm down. We can all get up and leave the theater. It's okay.
Yeah, Lisa. Well, yeah, suck it, Lisa. You suck.
Uh,
I was strapped in. I could not quit watching.
but
It's not Days of Thunder at Charlotte, Lisa. The chair's not moving. Water ain't
it's
getting
not Days
squirted
of
on you
Thunder.
from
It's not a
yeah.
Thunder Road. It's not
Thunder Road. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise is getting sweaty. He's gonna drip sweat on you. You're getting
Ew.
wet.
This one, like we mentioned last week, it does not give. It gives consequences to the actions for the end of the first movie, at least. So, like, it
Yeah.
starts out with like Will and Elizabeth's wedding being interrupted by a king's representative and placed in jail.
Isn't there a time jump though, or is it right after?
No. I think there's like maybe a few months or a year has gone by.
Yeah. Well, so that's where I'm like, hey man, that dirty boy. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
The Commandant. The
Commodore.
Commandant. Yeah. He shows up later, and I'm like, dude, he's been on his own for like
a while,
3 years now.
So it must have been like, well, in real time it was 3 years. So I'm gonna assume, that it's 3 years in movie time as well.
Yeah, he's got to woo Elizabeth Swann. He's got to goose her up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cutler Beckett of the
Beckett.
East India Trading Company.
He is corporation aligned with the government. That always works out.
Yeah, definitely. I've done that. It's awful. You don't get paid a lot and you get effed.
Yeah. But like basically doing the government's job like for the like I don't know how this I don't even know what I guess they're just a corporation that does everything. They were the first corporation.
The East India Trading Company.
Yeah.
They were like a joint stock company in the 1600s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Very, very real. Like,
oh yeah, I knew it's a real thing, but like,
yeah, joint stock company, and I think their whole thing was like setting up the. I don't think they did the Spice Road. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe it was like, but as it says, India to England, it's just nothing but spice trades.
Yeah,
and a lot of sketchy crap because you'll really get depressed if you want to read all that stuff.
Yep.
India,
so just
poor India. Watch this movie and get depressed.
Yeah, they have come with letters of marque, and they've gone to they really came to Will to say, hey, we'll let y'all go if you go find Jack Sparrow because he's got a compass that I want, and it's the compass from the last movie, which wasn't that significant because it didn't point north, and we still don't really know what it does in this movie.
No, they explain it. It points to
That's
what
right.
the person
It does
that
get
holds the
explained
bolt
later.
most.
It gets explained later. Yeah.
At that point, it's like, poop in my bed.
Yeah.
I don't like anything I just did. I saw the video. We're good. So, I mean, they're both in jail. This whole movie fogs for me so bad because it's just like shotgun blast. The whole movie, just. Pew. Do you enjoy it?
Will goes off on his little adventure, and then Elizabeth
leaves her in jail. Right?
They leave her. He leaves her behind. Father tries to plan an escape. She escapes from the escape.
Because he gets letters from King George.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna send a letter to King George.
Yeah.
And that gets intercepted by that creepy guy.
Yeah, that dude rapes people for sure.
She goes to Cutler Beckett and is like, you need to know about the island. He's like, I'm not worried about an island, but I will send you as well to go get this compass from Jack Sparrow while your future husband is out there, maybe as well too. Um,
I, I
and
think I think this movie faults itself of 3 stories.
oh
It's
yeah,
too
there's
much.
way too much.
3 main stories, and you've got other subplots. Like
Yeah,
while this is going on, Jack gets visited by Will's father, Bootstrap Bill, who we talked about in the first movie, who
yeah.
is
What
a stellar skateboard, fantastic actor.
Stellan Skarsgård?
Yeah, stellar skateboard, same thing.
Yeah.
But he's on the Dutchman and Tentacle Davy Jones.
And with the way Jack Sparrow's introduced is like he was in a the prison, I guess, and he got a drawing of a key,
Mm-hmm.
which is the key that unlocks Davy Jones' chest, which is the dead man's chest, because his heart is in the chest.
Does Jack just want power, or is there a reason?
Jack wants the power of he wants power over Davy Jones because you remember he made that deal that 13 years he'd be the captain of the Flying Dutchman,
That's right. That's right. Thank you.
and a majority of that was spent on an island. So he gets control of the heart. He controls Davy Jones.
He bartered the switch. He bartered. The Black Pearl got raised in
Yes.
exchange for his freedom. That was the whole deal. Yeah.
Yeah, which is completely ignored in later movies, but those don't count.
No, we don't care about those. We're Disney.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so in summary, Jack wants the heart to have control of Davy Jones. Will wants the heart to give to Cutler Beckett, who wants to control Davy Jones. And so he gets his freedom. Elizabeth also wants to help. Well, there's also a third thing attached to Will. Finds out his dad is serving in Davy Jones' crew, wants to free his dad. Elizabeth wants the heart for basically all the reasons that Will does.
Or does she?
Ooh. Cutler
We need a
Beckett.
love triangle.
Cutler Beckett wants to control the sea.
Yeah, he wants the Leviathan.
So that's
Kraken.
everybody's. Oh, and then you got to throw the Commodore in at the end there because he finds the heart eventually. So that's how wild this movie is. And we've just started because Will goes on an adventure to look for Jack Sparrow, and he's been told he's in Singapore, he's here, he's there, and he ends up with some Haitians on an island with some cannibals.
You text me, dude. That's the dumbest.
I
It's the most like a kid's gonna have fun watching this. No, we're talking about eating people, guys.
It's the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Oh my god, you could have done such better stuff.
In a 2.5-hour movie, there was 30 minutes devoted to escaping cannibals.
I'm sorry, I thought pirates was a part of the title of this movie. Let me see some pirate stuff.
Yeah, and
Boats.
so they escape. Basically, it's you've probably seen the movie. So they escape cannibals.
Yeah, Willie. Oh, they have a good time. Put paprika on the armpits. Jack is their leader. Oh, it's like some Adam Sandler stuff.
Yeah,
minus the gym shorts.
Right.
But, I love that if you look at the Wikipedia for this, by the way, that entire section is 2 sentences.
Yeah,
that's how much it means to this movie, and it takes so much
long. Well, like I don't understand. Like, yes, you get rid of half the crew, you reintroduce the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern characters from the first movie.
Will gets to meet up with everybody else.
Yeah, it's a good. But like, god damn, it's like 30 minutes.
It's ridiculous, and it's a slug. Like, it's not. Maybe when I watched it the first time in the theater, it was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, me and my dad saw this in the theater when it came out.
Watching this again is boring as crap.
Boring as hell, dude. Like, I just kept looking at my phone and the TV to wait. I'm like, is it over yet? So, before all that, he is visited by Stellan Skarsgård, a.k.a. Bootstrap Bill, who is in David Jones' crew, who says, hey, here's the black spot. my king.
You got clap, baby. You
And
got AIDS.
David Jones is after you, and his Kraken's after you. So look out.
Let me tell you something, Preston. I'm going to make some weird comments in this podcast.
All right.
I love Davy Jones. I love reading about pirates and Davy Jones.
Mhm.
I hate this movie for how they did him. I don't know why. Davy Jones is supposed to be a rad guy.
He's one of the favorite parts. One of my favorite parts of this movie, at least.
Now, he's the worst, dude. I love eating octopi, and it makes me feel bad. There was supposed to be a joke there that I forgot.
Yeah.
No, it was great. It was great. Sorry. Let me cut the joke that didn't work. Not everything sits, okay? Cephalopod jokes are hard. He's got a prominent sack bulge on the back of his head.
Sure
I'm sure
does.
something about that. And he's also got some barnacle encrusted tricorns. Anyways, crustacean jokes aside.
Right. Whole crew, like, so Jack sends Will over to his ship, says, hey, you go over there and see if you can. I think he wants him to, he tricks him into going over to that ship by saying, hey, the key's in there. That's going to help us get what we need. And if something happens, just say, Jack, you were sent by Jack Sparrow. So Davy Jones shows up. And like, you know, everybody points to this as like the last good CGI or whatever. And
I don't know, dude. Javier Bardem dripping that oil out of his mouth is pretty dope in the next one. By the way, Funhouse fan talked about it enough. I implore you to watch. I'll send the clip. There's a Funhouse clip where James Willems plays that character.
yeah.
And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It makes me want to vomit diarrhea. But
could it actually be happening? Could Keira Knightley, Hollywood actress, be visiting Funhouse? Yes, it is happening, and I am here joined by my nemesis pirate, Davy Jones.
I'm a squid and a crab, man.
And from the newest film, the dreaded Captain Salazar.
I'm looking for Jack Sparrow.
Could it be a knock at the door?
It's my nemesis, Sparrow.
Oh. Hello, I'm renowned British actor Johnny Depp.
We never formally met. Because my character died.
So, he gets taken by Davy Jones, and he's on the crew. He finds out that his dad's there, and now his mission has become, just freeing my dad. Because I don't want him to be sucked into the ship and become a part of the ship.
But he does figure out that. And this is where they do the dice game, the liar's dice.
Yeah.
And he figures out, like, oh, he has the key. Davy Jones has the key they need.
Right.
It's underneath his tentacles.
Yeah. But before all this, after the Cannibal Island, they go upriver and meet the voodoo priestess Tiadoma, which is the one that gave Jack his compass. Yeah.
Oh, a child.
Who becomes important later, but not in this movie.
I've said it before. I hate a movie that's a setup for another movie. And that's all this
Honestly,
is.
Unfortunately, that's what this is.
I forgot how this ended. Forgot everything with it.
Yeah.
The more this went on, I went, this is everything I hate about modern movies. It's making you pay for another movie. Okay.
Well, it was a big story that they shot these movies all together. So it was back then, like, it wasn't a mystery that, like, there's going to be a third one. So
yeah, Keira Knightley only died here once. It's great.
And there's, like, you know, the monkey that's on the ship goes back to a pair of mysterious boots in the back room. Uh-oh. But back to Davy Jones. Yes. That liar's dice game. They try to explain it. I don't think it can be explained.
I've played it before. You're supposed to play.
It makes no sense though.
It's I think they had it right. It's 5 dice, 6-sided, and a cup.
Yeah.
And then you all play, and you're
No, that's right.
there's something with a common hand. Like it's a common hand game. I can't even remember it, dude. I've played this game before and someone explained it. And about, the 5th game I went, "Oh, that makes sense." But
I've played. You can play it in Red Dead Redemption. There's like a little mini game in the first Red Dead Redemption game where
it,
you can play liar's dice, but it makes no damn sense.
it's essentially poker on dice.
Well, it sucks.
It does. Yeah, it's not a winning game, liar's
Yeah.
dice. Like
But anyway, the only thing they have to wager is years of service. So, Will Turner, I don't forget, but anyway, game goes on. He needed to know like where does Davy Jones keep the key, because he shows him the drawing and says, "I want to play for this," and then Davy Jones brings it out and says, "Look, here it is. I'm gonna show exactly where I put it.
right underneath my balls.
One of my tentacle, like maybe his testicles are under there somewhere. Who knows?"
Got questions about that, bud, but don't worry about it. It's actually the back of the head. You saw that sack. Dude needs to squirt some ink.
Yeah.
Saved it.
So, long story short, the elder Turner, Bootstrap Bill, plays the game and says, "I'm eternity," and like tries to save his son, and basically Bootstraps loses and ends up he's in eternity on the ship.
Yep.
Later that night, Will Turner absconds with the key and
Put some paper in the mouth of that daggum octopi and takes the key.
yeah. Meanwhile, Elizabeth. Let's not forget about her. She has
She gets
snuck
out of
on.
prison.
She got out of prison. She snuck onto a merchant ship and changed clothes. And all the superstitious sailors think there's a ghost amongst them, and she ends up in Tortuga.
Yep.
Back to Jack and the crew.
Daggum Norrington drunk off his mind.
Well, first of all, we need to go back because again, there's so much happening in this movie that
That's the problem. There's too much.
I'm skipping over stuff. That's
There's
what's
way too much that happens in this movie,
Yeah.
man.
Davy Jones comes across. I love the like he can teleport to ships. I like that. That's
Oh,
cool.
that's dope. Yeah, I love it.
Teleports over to the Black Pearl. Says, "Hey, your time's up. One soul's not worth another." And Jack Sparrow's like, "Well, how many you need?" He's like, 100. I'm gonna keep this one. So you got 99 to go. Tortuga.
Yeah, we're gonna suck some butts out, dude.
Yeah,
We're gonna suck all these butts and get them all.
we need 99 crew members. For what? Don't worry about it. And Elizabeth has made her way there as well. And one of the people to interview for the crew is Commodore Norrington, who's been stuck there drinking his life away after he tried to chase them through a hurricane years ago, I guess.
You know what? That actor's great. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
he's great. He's good.
It's great. Yeah.
A fight ensues. Jack looks for another hat because is the Kraken going after him, the spot, or his hat, because it attacks a ship that has Jack's hat? Because you remember he loses it and it floats to those two sailors.
Preston, that's a great question, and they don't know.
Because the way it's set up is like, hey, you got the black spot, the Kraken's coming for you.
Should be him, but it goes to the hat. in that
Yeah,
circle.
it destroys a merchant ship that has. Anyway,
All right, let's go crazy here. Let's go real conspiracy.
all
Do you
right.
think Leviathans exist? Do you think like
No.
a Kraken? I don't know, dude. I don't know where I sit. I know people believe in aliens. I know people believe in Bigfoot. I think there's a level of the ocean we're never going to discover, and we're not meant to.
But I don't
And
think
there's something there that's going to kill you if you go.
I don't think there's anything like a kraken, like a giant squid that can destroy an entire ship.
Well, you know what, Preston? I'll never dive low enough to find out.
Or if if it lives down that deep, that means it can't survive up here. So we're good.
Oh, he's just waiting. He's just waiting for the black mark in a hat. Don't you
Like
get on that boat, Preston? Don't you get on that boat?
Oh, what's that animal in the Mandalorian? The mythosaur.
Mythosaur. Oh yeah,
Just like that mythosaur we saw in the water on Mandalore. That
the proposition saur.
maybe that's gonna show up in the Mando and Grogu movie. Who knows?
I think James Cameron got his butthole sucked by Leviathan, and that's why he's the way he is. I caught it. The sad thing is, I knew what I was saying, and I saw it, and I stopped and still kept going. But that's why he loves Titanic so much. He hadn't had an experience like that ever again.
Yeah.
Now he's grabbing tails and ponytails and connecting them together in Avatar. I get it, James. But
Yeah.
anyways, you get a 3-way fight coming up.
Yeah.
The whole Jack, Will, Norrington. How does Jack get? No, Will. How does Will get back with them?
He got off of the ship, off of the
Dutchman.
He escaped the Dutchman, went to that other ship that Elizabeth was on. That got
The
her
Edinburgh Trader.
Yeah, and then that one got swallowed up. Again, why does it attack this boat? Oh, I remember because Davy Jones sends it after.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the other piece. If you have Davy Jones' heart, you control that.
Well, he doesn't have the heart yet.
But I think because it's Davy Jones, he has it. But if you have the heart, you control the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Or the Kraken.
Yeah.
Same thing, whatever.
They destroy that ship, and then Will Turner goes back on, like hides onto the Dutchman, and then they go to the island where the heart is, and he is like holding on to the side of the ship until it goes underwater, and then he shows up on the island.
Al Cruces.
Ila Cruces. Yeah.
Ila Cruces. Not Ila de Morta.
No. Again, just a long while creative, unnecessarily long sword fight.
It's kind of like you're riding a Disney ride.
Yeah, I mean, which is I guess is the point of the movie.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I feel like my age now, maybe, or the time. I don't know. I watch it and I go, "Oh, that was useless." Like that was cool,
yeah,
but
like
what that?
We all. The only thing that changes is that the Commodore gets the heart in the end when they get back to the boat.
Yeah.
And Jack thinks he has it in his jar of dirt that he got from the voodoo priestess. I thought I enjoyed this movie, but I didn't.
No, I started it and I'm like, oh yeah, another Pirates movie. I love this one. And then I started falling asleep during it. And then I started going like, this sucks, dude. Like,
yeah, just diminishing returns.
Is it the same writer?
The same writers, same creative team, all the way across the board.
That's what I don't understand. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't think they made the first movie anticipating to make more.
No, they didn't. They had to come up with 2 movies on the spot.
Well, the guy that wrote this also wrote G-Force.
Oh.
That's the, Well,
there were 2 writers. It was
Jerry Bruckheimer,
Teddy Russo, and Ted Elliott. Yeah. Terry Rossio and Ted Elliott.
Hamsters? Yeah, it's the hamster movie. Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer had a hamster movie, but that's okay. Jerry Bruckheimer has millions of dollars. Doesn't matter.
Yep. He can pretty much do what he wants.
You know what? I didn't realize this too. So Ted Elliott has a history with Disney, which explains why he has this. He wrote Aladdin.
Yeah.
He wrote Aladdin. He wrote Mask of Zorro, Small Soldiers, which wasn't Disney but ruled.
Yeah.
He wrote Shrek. But before all these, he did Treasure Planet. So I think that's where a lot of this pirate stuff really comes from. I don't know if you've watched Treasure Planet ever. It's one
I
of my
love
favorite.
I love
It's
Treasure
so
Planet.
good. It is such a like gem that people sleep on.
Yeah, like
I,
him and Ted Elliott, like they wrote the Legend of Zorro, dude. Like
yeah, and Godzilla, I think the '90s one, right?
they wrote the Mask of Zorro.
Yeah,
So like they're not terrible
no,
because the
they're
Mask
not.
of Zorro is amazing. Like that's fun. That's just a fun movie. But
Well,
yeah,
I hate it all ended with them with the Lone Ranger,
yeah,
which, by the way, Arnie Hammer apparently is having a comeback.
yeah. I saw that the other day.
You know what, Preston B, I know you could drop me as your podcast person here. I watched him on a podcast and I watched him talk and I went, I don't hate this guy actually. Like he's crazy,
Yeah, like
but him explaining his side of things, I'm going, oh,
that's I
okay.
mean, yeah, you know, that should be the goal of like listening to people is like, okay, we got like instead of people that can control a narrative and then create an entire don't get me wrong. He comes from a crazy
Oh yeah.
psycho billionaire family. Like this
Hey,
is
yeah.
Arm& Hammer products like baking soda and wherever else you can think of.
That's his family.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. I knew it was like
He's like the
butthole
great
billionaires, but
great
not.
great grandson. Like his name is Arm& Hammer the fourth or fifth or whatever.
Oh my god.
Army Hammer. Yeah.
It was tight. He was like, "Look, I mistreated women. I
Mhm.
wanted to screw them. So yeah, I took them out on huge, lavish vacations for 3 months and took advantage of them. I never told them I loved them. I never told them wanted anything."
Also
And
said
he
you
was like,
wanted to eat them.
"Yeah." And he was like, and also sent some really weird messages of, "That's my kink." Like, bondage and stuff. And I'm
You,
like, "Oh,
you know, like if it was just the messages, I would have been like, as long as he's not actually doing that.
well, I didn't." Dude, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything at all if I
Right.
don't really see it.
Yeah,
He broke it down and it was like, oh, someone shared half of a message. They didn't share the rest of it.
that's true.
I'm like, okay, fair. I never thought about that. I was just like, dude, this guy's a monster. He's eating people. Yeah, he owned up to everything. He was like, yeah, man, I have a kink. Like, I love being dirty like that. He said, I've gotten better. He's been he's been living on an island being a timeshare salesperson.
That's what somebody said that like when he like he's been selling timeshares recently.
Loves it. He was like, I love this. It's great. Like, it's fun. But
Yes, no pressure.
eye opener. I don't know.
Anyway.
But anyways, back to this thing. Again, key message of how we feel about this movie. How quickly can we get down another rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Norrington has the daggum thing. He wants to get his life back as a Navy officer.
Yep.
And he also steals the letters of Marquis
Letters
that
of Mark.
Elizabeth has.
Yep.
Mark, yeah.
Which is basically like this person is free to go from all charges, blah blah blah.
But then the Kraken comes and destroys the Black Pearl.
And to try to save everyone, she manipulates Jack and cuffs him and leaves him behind with the ship. And which leads into a stupid
It's Keira Knightley's idea for that, by the way.
Stupid, like, just talk to each other and then there's no conflict in the next movie.
When did Twilight come out? When did that piece of crap?
2007?
Oh, well, no excuses. Like I said, they're just looking for like random bullcrap Twilight stuff. But
2008?
2008. So 2 years. This is 2 years before that.
Yeah.
God, that's my least favorite thing. The next movie, I just remember that whole like lovers triangle thing.
It's just like shut up and talk to each other.
It's just so stupid.
But Jack goes down with the ship, and then they go back to Teodoma, and they're like, "Oh, woe is us! Jack is dead." it's terrible to be a pirate now. And then
But Jack is at the world's end if you talk to Tia Dolma.
and they
We're going to have to find a guide.
we need and then someone tell me what's become of my ship. I remember sitting in the theater and that scene was happening and my dad was sitting next to me. And as soon as that happened, there's no way this can keep going. And then when the credits rolled, he's like, thank God.
I think he popped out and I ripped the biggest fart I had at the time. My dad went, yeah. I love like some of the behind the scenes stuff of this is they didn't tell anyone that who's the guy that plays Barbosa? Oh my god, I can't remember his name. Scanning my notes like crazy. They didn't tell anyone Jeffrey Rush was like on stage. So when he walks down at the end, everyone's legitimately shocked to see Jeffrey Rush. I'm like, that's a stupid thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, gotcha. Woo.
And then
5-3. No, you know what? 6-1 because of the score.
I give it a 5.
This sucked, dude. I from last week to this week.
Yeah.
No. And Zoe Saldana, if you get really bored, you should read the history of her thoughts on these films. She refused to come back because the filming experience is so horrific. And she thought about quitting acting.
Wow. And she was only in the first movie for like
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a great movie, man. I don't remember the next one too much, and I'm not excited.
I remember the next one being a lot better than this one.
Again, I just want to see that oil dripping out that boy's mouth, son.
That's not in the next movie.
That's not
That's on that's Dead Men Tell No Tales. That's like the 5th movie.
Dang it. I hate the next one.
That one is not a good movie at all.
Oh, it's so bad.
They look for Poseidon's trident.
At World's End, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
We're never going to do the Javier Bardem one, so.
I want to see some oil dripping out of someone's mouth, though.
Well, you can look that up on YouTube.
Ooh.
Yuck. That's a terrible thing to. Anyway. We move on to what we watching, what we playing, what we reading.
Saw Sick concert over the weekend. One of my favorite bands, a band called Tycho.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope. Logan got to experience what someone on acid looks like.
Wow.
So that was fun. They danced the whole time. It was great. It's very fun. Finished Creature Commandos.
Oh, yeah.
I wish there were more. I loved it. It was great. I really was like, woof. Like, that's how these should be.
Great show. The hilarious thing about that, James Gunn, to me, talks way too much on social media and answers way too many questions.
100%.
Because people start asking dumbass questions like, well, is everything going to be like this? No, you dumb fuck. This is on HBO Max. Yeah. Superman is a PG-13 movie.
It is a movie.
And it's like, things can have different tones that are set in the same universe, you stupid dum-dum.
Which, I mean, that cartoon's 100% his tone. That's him.
Like he started writing that before he even became head of DC. Like he was writing that after Peacemaker.
Man, that might be it. I'm still reading Electric State, the book, but that's pretty much it. It's been a slow week. I had time for hardly anything. What about you, man? What you been doing?
Been watching Daredevil.
Thought about rewatching it, but did you start from the very beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Holds up, doesn't it?
Good show. Great stuff. A+ work.
Yeah, I'm you sent me that trailer earlier. I'm pumped. Like,
yeah. New season comes. I'm surprised it's so soon, like March 4th.
Yeah. I've said it before. I'm kind of worn out with Marvel stuff, Disney Marvel stuff. Like I don't know. I'm just not into it. And that trailer, I'm like, ooh, I want this. This is tight. Give me that.
Severance season 2 starts next Friday.
I'm gonna wait
This
and
Friday.
binge it all at some point. So
I have to watch it week to week.
I want to do it, but I'm like, yeah, there's no point. It's the only show I'm gonna watch on Apple TV. So let me wait until I got some stuff worth doing it.
I think Silo has its final episode of season 2 Friday as well. I've been watching
Silo
that.
came back on already?
Yeah.
God, where have I been?
They're
All
in the
right, well,
middle of the second
maybe I
season.
will just get Apple TV then again because
Yeah.
I was waiting for that. So
They're about to finish the second season.
I need to read the book still, dude. I've got them over there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna watch The Wild Robot tonight.
Is that the newer movie?
That's the animated movie with Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, man. I might watch that tomorrow. I missed out on this in the theaters really bad because it looks phenomenal.
It does.
Like just good vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm so happy you just mentioned that.
I wanted something different to watch.
I get that. You just want more Bill Nye.
Yeah, exactly. More Bill Nye. That's all I need.
That's all we want. That's all anyone wants.
So yeah, next week is At World's End.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, we will figure out a Nicolas Cage movie to watch.
We're gonna cage it up real bad.
So we might miss the January Nick Cage movie, but we'll see. So yeah, if you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemovespod@gmail.com. If you have any other thoughts, you can send those to the Instagram at Second Take Movies. Jake, do you have any final words to take us out on?
Hey, if you're feeling it, you zip tie them up, you crap your pants, you load them down. That's all. We're going back to the OG. Crap them up.
Cracking
Cracking them pants up, boys. Cracking them up.
So we'll see you next week.